What's going on, guys? It's Jay, aka It's Ghost Story, and back with another Phantom Parade showcase video. This will be the second showcase on this channel. It's been over a month since the previous one. So first things first, timestamps will be in the description down below. If you don't want to stay for the kit pre-ramble, you just want to jump straight to the tower floors, go ahead, click down there, you'll get what you want. But I'm going to go off and just talk about this unit. Just give a little thoughts and opinions before we go into tower. So, first things first, we discussed this on my floor 83 clear. To this very moment, this guy is still very high risk, high reward. And I feel like we'll be able to demonstrate this when we're in floors, 68 and 72 or 73, I believe. This guy, when your game plan, when you're starting out with him, is cursed energy. Cursed energy is so vital and so important for this unit. It can't be understated. This type of character is one that's going to take a lot more brain power to use than the average unit in the game. Like, you can't just jump in with this character and immediately get the game plan going by just doing a simple rotation of skills. Some different floors will probably involve, different ways for you to deal with a certain fight. For example, if you are playing a more defensive route using this YUJI, you may want this YUJI to dodge more often, for your team. You may want this unit to be popping provocation with skill 1 or skill 2 and having him take the hits for the team, or just for the very simple fact that he has built-in damage reduction in his agile state. He has built-in damage reduction, he has built-in dodge. So even if you aren't using Manji Kick or Sudden Assault and just use Swift Barrage, he still has a 20% chance to dodge. Now mind you, this isn't an insane number. We're not dealing with no Dokkan, AGL, MUI, Goku over here. We're dealing with some pretty low numbers. So when we go into tower, I will try, and we'll see if we can dodge with this guy. But there's just so many floors where bosses are taking away curse energy, and sometimes I believe dodging isn't even worth it, because you'll dodge for the benefit of curse energy, and if the boss can take it away, it kind of defeats the purpose of the entire turn. So the goal is, with this character, you start out, try and get a lot of curse energy. Get over to the, I believe, is it Rampage style? See, because I've been calling it Rampage style on floor 82. It's, what is it called? Ferocious style. There we go. So we get over to his Ferocious style, and we spam skill 3. And the reason why we're spamming skill 3 is because it has a high chance to pop Black Flash. Now, popping Black Flash gives us more curse energy. You see what I'm getting at here? We need cursed energy. This, like his nimble side, agile style, it gives us curse energy, so we can use it here to build in his passive called Curse Energy Boost. Now, Curse Energy Boost is very important. If you're not utilizing this part of this kit, you are absolutely minimizing this unit's potential damage. It's, the way it works is that you use a skill in the Ferocious style, it converts itself to the Curse Energy Boost. So if you use 30 CE here, you'll get 30 CE here. And the maximum is up to 250. And this applies to your ultimate. Your ultimate could reach up to 2,100% with Curse Energy Boost at 250. So mind you, as it currently stands, the only other unit in the game that has that capability is Yellow Sukuna. Those two stand at the highest of potential damage for this entire game. So we're trying to get Black Flashes in. Now mind you, you don't need to get 250 every single time. I feel like if you get like 180, that's a nice ground to get like a nice 13 million damage ult. You don't have to get 250. 250 is just the maximum. But when you do use ult, you pop Yuji's next passive, which is Absurd Exorcism. Now, this unit is just passive on top of passive on top of passive. So when we have the evasion boost, right? We have evasion boost, we have curse energy boost, and then we have Absurd Exorcism. 3 passives, okay? Absurd Exorcism then also boosts evasion boost and curse energy boost. So you have 3 passives. The third one buffs the first 2 passives. You get what I'm putting down, guys? Okay? So when Absurd Exorcism is popped, you know, you have a chance to now dodge in both styles. So when that Black Flash ultimate goes out, you now have a chance to dodge in Ferocious style. So you don't have to 100% rely on Nimble to dodge and gain curse energy. Because now you can also dodge in Ferocious and get physical technique buffs when you dodge and also still recover curse energy. Now, mind you, it can also happen up to 3 times in a single turn. Now, mind you, bosses in these lower floors aren't hitting that much in the first place, but it's still cool knowing that this Yuji can dodge up to 3 times in a single turn and just stack cursed energy. And then obviously, while in Absurd Exorcism, it accumulates 100% of the curse energy consumed when self uses a skill. And then while in Ferocious style and Absurd Exorcism, accumulates 200% of curse energy consumed when using a skill. So you're getting double of your initial rewards after you pop ultimate. So instead of getting the 30 from Entrusted Strike, you're going to be getting 60. And obviously, this is a Black Flash unit, so you get the benefits from the zone state that you get. So you get physical technique decrease, you know, physical damage taken increase, curse technique damage taken increase. This reduces the effects of the following 3 debuffs when it's applied to you. And then you get the buffs of zone status, the Black Flash count, and then you recover curse energy. And then you get the 30% Black Flash increase rate, 5 curse energy every turn, and then you get the 48% physical technique increase. And then not only to mention the fact, I mean, he's a YUJI unit, so poison resistance, soul resistance, instant death from soul nullification. So overall, we're going to see some nasty numbers from this unit. This guy, I've been looking, listen, I've been watching, y'all. When this unit dropped, I went back all the way to like floor 20 and then went up. Y'all have been using this unit for everything, for quite literally everything. And I'm not going to blame y'all on that. 100%. I'm going to be honest. I don't blame you guys for that. So we're going to jump right into some tower. Okay. So before my previous showcase video, we did sweep and then tower, but I'm kind of not that interested in sweep. So we're going to do 3 tower stages to make up for that. So I'm going to see you guys in the first tower. All right, we're jumping into floor 68. So I imagine this one being pretty easy because the boss only has, I think, 57 or 58 million health. Let's check it. 57 million. Okay. So the game plan right now, I'm not going to, you know, try and get dodges on Yuji because with this recollection bit we have on Kaido, we want him to die, and I don't want Yuji to buff the team with his passive. Not his passive, but his skill 2 with the damage taken defense, or even just have the boss aim at him in the first place. We want to get Kaido out of here, and he's giving enough curse energy where I believe it'll just be worth it to just skill 3 spam and try to build up ultimate as quickly as possible. Nice little AoE, and they took Yuji's curse energy away. Interesting. Okay. So, actually, let's get this out of here real quick. And let's keep laying it in. And maybe, just maybe, Kaido can stay alive for 1 more turn. And we can maybe get our curse energy back that we just lost. Or not, whatever. We get 10 CE. And 17. Okay. Woo-hoo. Alright. And we're immediately just... See, even though this is mainly a healing recollection bit, I wanted that 250 all gauge. Why not? We still have 1 more turn until we can swap over. So we're going to throw a Manji kick at the boss. And let's hope that Yuji dodges. Or let's just hope that the boss doesn't take away Yuji's curse energy when I do throw him at the boss. So No dodge. Now that's a dodge. That's my boy. That is my boy. Okay. Now we're swapping over and we're just going to skill 3 it out. Now this boss actually does not take kindly to debuffs. So it's kind of funny that I'm using debuffs on a stage where debuffs aren't really supposed to work in the first place. Because you're technically supposed to be using buffers on this stage, but I'm like, YUJI is so strong. Does he even really care about that stuff? Absolutely not. You see this guy. Okay, and then as soon as Nanami gets back, we're going to pop that healing recollection. Pop another. And we're going to hope that everything stays peaches and cream. So Gojo ults next turn. And then because I know I'm going to have my YUJI ult in the next couple of turns, we're just going to ult with Nanami right here. Absolutely beast of a support unit. Okay, now we're for sure going to probably have a break next turn. And now, see, the boss was going to ult. Heavy emphasis on was. And this works for 2 turns. So, we're going to pop this. And then, YUJI with the break. Well, let's just get this black flash out just for the passive. We're at 150 curse energy boost, so let's see how much damage this does. 5 mil from Toji. Let's see what YUJI does. 12.6. That's actually really good, especially because we don't have SR Red Yaga on the floor right now, so we're not even getting like a full bonus. Because remember, like I said, this boss doesn't care about debuffs. Like I'll show y'all. It cuts debuffs, so it's not even that strong. So this YUJI is just absolutely body slamming this boss. And at this point, we're just kind of doing everything for the sake of YUJI. Get that break damage increase. And this is one of those bad parts where we don't have enough curse energy to do another skill 3, so we just have to kind of cope with a skill 1. And now we're going to get the heal in for YUJI. And we're just going to flat out hope that we can finish this floor right here. Look at that boy. And that was 68. See, this should be a huge testament just to how ridiculous this guy is, because I'm gonna reiterate this. The boss cuts debuffs. We purposely threw a debuffer in a slot where we should have a buffer. I did that on purpose, just so I can show you guys. He just doesn't care. This guy does not care. The only issue, as we see, is that he's very, very squishy. Like, even when we aren't throwing him in front of attacks for the boss with provocation, he still gets hit pretty hard. And that could derail your run. He could die very early. And I brought that up on my floor 83 clear, where I was basically just saying, like, hey, like, you throw this guy in front of a boss, there's a chance he just dies flat out. But he didn't there. We got the Black Flash in. We got a 12.6 for 4 million, 13 million in total for the combo. But yeah, that was 68. I'll see you guys on floor 72. All right, guys, we're back on floor 72. This is primarily a debuffing stage, but we're going to have Nanami on here because, buddy, I don't have that SP unlock for Red Panda. So we're relying on Nanami, Gojo, and Mai, and, well, Toji. We're using Toji as a debuffer in this video. So we're having the boy Toji do everything but be primary DPS. That's the plan. And we're going to throw Yuji straight into the boss with a Manji kick, and we're going to hope he dodges. Give us that curse energy. Beaten. Look at you. You're my guy. You're my guy. Let's go. Already off rip. Now, do we feel just a little bit cocky and throw him in front of another one? Yeah, we do. I felt cocky, and I paid the price for it. I paid the price for it. Okay. And we're just gonna do Swift Barrage just for the alt gauge build-up. That's if the move even connects in the first place. Which it doesn't. But we still get the buff anyway. It's fine. Because I believe on this turn we can swap over. Yes, we can. So let's get those skill 3s out there. Nice Black Flash from Yuji. Zone state. Disruption. I hate disruption so much, dude. We're gonna hope that doesn't affect Yuji for this turn. Relax. Relax, Anniversary Gojo. Relax. This is not your showcase. I feel like Buddy forgot he's not the main character of this run over here. This guy's hitting more Black Flashes than Yuji. Oh my goodness. And what is happening? Yuji is hitting such low numbers right now. The cut. Alright, the cut is removed from the boss. Okay, good. So, we're gonna do combo alts here. But we're gonna wait another turn for Yuji. Yuji and Toto, respectively. Not Toto. Toji. Imagine if it was Red Toji instead of... Not Red Toji. Red Toto instead of Toji. Maybe I might do that one day. Maybe we might do a Red Toto showcase, bring him up some higher tower floors, and we'll all be disappointed together with how Sumzap dealt with the first SSR Toto. There we go. That's the damage I'd rather see. So we're going to ult on this turn right here. We don't have the full passive built up. But again, to get benefit from this unit, you don't need that full passive. Only 3.6. Yuji with the 6.6. And now we have our Exorcism passive up right now. So we'll be able to dodge in Ferocious. We don't need it. We don't need a dodge. Come on. Alright, buddy. Let's take a look at this. Like, it's crazy because with the amount of Black Flashes he's doing, you would think he's doing more damage than what he's actually popping out. There we go. Oh my goodness. This boss is like crumbling. Another black flash. This boy is on a roll. Now everybody in the team gets buffs and they get health back. Now we have a total damage cut on the boss again. We're gonna, however, still pop reload ammo on my. You know, just a little random thought, but I just realized, not always thought, but I always thought that Mai would have been a Jujutsu unit because, well, her technique has to do with like creating that fake bullet. But I didn't really realize until like a couple of days probably before recording this video that Red Mai is actually a Taijutsu unit. So that was cool, I guess. Oh, look at my units ignoring disruption. Alright, let's see. How long does he have that damage cut on? He doesn't have it anymore. Cool, 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 cool. Let's get that strike out. Nice, Yuji. You know, out of all units that could have got smacked with darkness right there, I'm glad it wasn't any of our DPSs. However, I could pop this, and this would be completely irrelevant. Actually, we're taking a gamble. We're taking a gamble. Taking a gamble. I'm about to say the boss could make this completely irrelevant. Oh, look at Mai ignoring that darkness. Chad, do we take the gamble and just hope for the best? Doesn't have the cut on, right? It does not. Okay. Taking the gamble, chat. We're gonna hope that Toji and Yuji actually hit the boss and they don't miss. Toji lands the hit. Now what about Yuji? Yuji, you landing the hit, buddy? Or are you missing? 8.7 million to finish off the boss. Let's see what the total number is after they break. $24 million. See, for these lower floors, that's really, really good because these bosses don't have a ton of health. Now, 9.3 mil at the max. That's okay. That's okay because we didn't have 2 debuffers. Well, 2 debuffers at the exact same time. However, we are going to have 2 buffers at the exact same time when we go to floor 83, which is the floor that I will see you guys on next. Alright guys, and we're back on floor 83. So this floor actually took me a handful of attempts to get through. The intro of the video where Yuji hit like 21 million, that was a different run. But I've had so many runs where Yuji kind of dominated in terms of damage, but it was kind of hard to get it clear. So initially, I didn't bring Inumaki for the original run. For the original run, I was actually bringing Gojo again, even though debuffs were nerfed, and that was kind of a mistake on my end. Because the debuffs were nerfed, Gojo kind of made it so enough damage couldn't really be done to finish off the boss by the time we hit turn 30. So I kind of swapped to a new game plan mentally because I'm like, okay, if we get out Yuji's ultimate as early as possible, we'll actually kind of be in the clear for the most part. Because once Yuji gets his first ultimate, the damage just piles on and on and on. So Red Inumaki was here for us to get the ultimate out a turn or two earlier than usual, because usually when I play this floor, I get my ult out on like turn 6 or 7. So God, that was a brain rot term. But we get the ult out early, and we get that passive Assert Exorcism passive locked in. So what's the game plan of this floor? The game plan of this floor: kill the boss before it kills us, just like any other floor. But this time we get early ult, so Yuji is able to dodge now while we're just piling on damage with his passive. Keep Nanami alive, hope Inumaki dies, bring in Yaga, keep buffing, cycle ultimates. Either alt with Nanami and Toji or alt with Toji and Yuji. And you'll also notice as we go into this fight that it's very similar to what I said prior. At least I hope I said prior, because I'm recording this part of the video like way after the other floors. But in those beginning stages, or like these short fights, Yuji and Toji look very relative. But you'll see at the end that when you give Yuji time to build up, because he is a long content unit, you won't see the full benefit of Yuji unless you're playing a long fight. Because if the fight is able to be cleared early, this unit won't be able to prosper, because you need to get that first ultimate out as quickly as possible, and then you need to use his passive, that 200% passive, to build up that curse energy boost and just to keep wailing on ultimates. The main goal is to kind of get those from the 8 million to like 15 million threshold, just around there. And the 20 mil I showed at the start, like that blew my mind when I saw it. But that was like best case scenario. Very unlikely for this floor, because this floor is very RNG heavy, super RNG heavy, because the boss can just hard target one unit and that could end the run. The boss could take curse energy from your buffers and you won't be able to do enough damage to finish off the run. That could end the run. The boss could simply pop mimicry and then reduce its damage taken. That ends the run. Not really ends the run, but it eliminates a turn, which makes the run harder. So Yuji benefit a lot on this team. I'm running basically the exact same formation as I did on the floor 83 clear video, but we have Inumaki instead of Miwa, because Miwa was for the secret stage. So as you guys see, if you want to clear this floor with Yuji, but you want to use the SR Red Miwa for the secret stage, the video for floor 83 is already up and it includes the secret stage clear. This one doesn't, obviously, because I'm using Red Inu, but it's still, the strategy is still relatively the exact same, except that you'll end up starting with Yaga. But we're gonna see here where I just dumped all 4 ults on the boss right here, and I kind of forget what number we drop here, but Toji definitely helps a ton on this team. Now, I think it's kind of funny to think about how I feel like in the future, the game should probably remove the 2 unit, like you can't have 2 of the same unit name on the team. I kind of wish that they would remove that. It kind of reminds me of back in the day with Dokkan, where you would have like 2 Gokus of the same type, I believe, and they couldn't link up together, or 2 Vegetos or whatever. They wouldn't link up together. And I feel like in the future, when more units come out, I feel like people will ask to be able to use, you know, more of the one same named unit on the team, especially so other units don't age out permanently. The biggest issue I have with the game is the fact that because I now have Red Yuji, I've kind of invalidated the existence of Nimble Body Yuji. And Nimble Body Yuji, I believe, is one of the most fun units to use in the game. So I just imagine a hypothetical future where we're able to put Nimble Body Yuji and this Yuji on the same team, and that seems like a ton of fun. A ton of fun. But living in reality right now, this Yuji, this run, even though we didn't hit like 21 mil on the ultimate, this guy is laying down the law. That was almost 4 mil on a skill 3. So the boss at this point, it's not really doing all the annoying gimmicks at the moment. There was a couple times where I thought the run was going to end, and I'm pretty sure for this video I attempted the floor 4 or 5 times with like minor alterations to the team in between. But this was the best run I can get and a clear. So this is where we're at right now. That's another Black Flash, 2 mil on a skill 1. And then I'm gonna combo alt with Nanami and Toji. See, if you guys remember from the previous video from floor 83, I usually just tried to combo alt with Toji and Yuji every chance I could. But I also saw great benefit from just Yuji ulting by himself. Like, yes, the combo damage that Yuji and Toji did was amazing, but also just trying to get all those ults out as quickly as I can. Because I realized, I believe I finished this floor faster than what I initially did beforehand. Because I finished the floor 83 video on floor 29. I believe I finished this just a little bit earlier. And I believe the strategy that helped was that I didn't hold Toji's ultimate like super long so he could combo it with Yuji. Like, I let Toji take that step forward, and that benefited the team a ton because that just opened up that door for me to use skill 1, put that crit resist on the boss, and Yuji was able to just do more damage with that crit resist from his skill 1. And then obviously we're using Yaga's ultimate, and even though debuffs are nerfed, the reason why I use Yaga's ult is because the debuff still works, it's just less, but it also gives us like a break. And what I mean from a break is that, yes, we have the curse energy recollection bit on Yaga, but it's not foolproof. At some point, we're going to not have enough curse energy to be able to do tutoring. So that little gap period where you can use your ultimate, wait for your recollection bit to take a turn to come back, you'll be able to pop tutoring just enough to keep that cycle of buffs going so Yuji and Toji, mainly Yuji, can perform at the best of his abilities. Because as it stands right here, at this point in the fight, I don't think I show the damage stats until like way after. The damage is a very big gap. Very, very big gap. Like, I still believe A0 of this Yuji in specific is better than A5 Toji, without a doubt. It's just a shame that when I did start making content on this unit, I already had him A1, but I have experimented with A0 with Toji, and A0 Yuji is still way better than Toji. Like, if you were to get one copy of this unit, I wouldn't say Toji's irrelevant because he's a perfect sub DPS for Yuji. It's just the fact that in terms of overall DPS, this Anniversary Yuji is like heaven and earth above Toji. And in my opinion, it's not even an argument. Like, Toji's main competition was Nimble Body Yuji in the first place. So now we have it either like an even better Yuji to take his place. So we're going to see here. We're already approaching the end of the fight. This is where I kind of got a little bit nervous. I didn't think the run was going to end if Yaga died, but I'm just like, the boss kind of just starts doing its weird, the mimicry, like it does right here. And then, like, hypothetically, let's say he ended up killing Yaga and Yuji, then I feel like this run would have been a total waste, despite the fact it looked really good. But, little spoilers, we do mop up the fight. And we see here, I sighed a sigh of relief when Toji and Nanami got hit. And I believe it ends on this turn? No, the next turn. So we finished this fight technically one turn earlier than in the previous video. But then again, I feel like we could have cleared it even earlier with the most optimal RNG possible. It just so happened that things didn't work out that way. But this is the post commentary. I didn't record commentary live. You see the damage stat difference. Next part of the video, I'm gonna give my final thoughts and reviews. This is post commentary, Jay. I will see you guys in the review. He's great. Phenomenal. I mean, I feel like the conversation of him being top 2 DPS in the game at the moment is undeniable, if not top 3, right? Him and Sukuna currently on Global, they're running the game wholeheartedly. But this guy for Red Taijutsu, like, let's just look at Red in general for a second right here. Who was competing with him at all? Like, again, in the Taijutsu space, you have him, this guy's not competing with him. You have him, this guy's not competing with him. This guy's aging out, and he's not even a main DPS. This guy's primarily Jujutsu, and he doesn't even really compete with him all too well. We don't have another Red Taijutsu on this scale in the game currently. Mahito is going to come out, but Mahito isn't comparable to this unit. and what he does specifically. Like, the damage that he outputs is only going to be amplified by a unit like Mahito. So, yes, he is a low priority summon during this anniversary, but that still doesn't change the fact that he is one of the strongest DPS units in the game, and I hope his stay in the meta is a lot longer than some other units we've had previously, because not only is this unit filled with depth and so much fun, he has the firepower to back it up in the first place. However, these two units, Nimblebody Yuji and Toji, their duo hasn't aged out yet fully. These two can still clear difficult content. I wouldn't say with no problem, but the stats that Toji was pulling out at just spamming skill 1, if we were using skill 2, yeah, Toji would have done higher damage for himself overall. But this was a showcase for Yuji. That skill 1 to reduce the boss's ability to resist crits is what we needed for Yuji to pop Black Flash more often. But Nimblebody Yuji and Toji, they're comparable units. They're comparable, you know, in their best states. But this guy is better than both of them, like, by a whole tier, by an entire tier. They don't compare. Just because they can clear the exact same content don't mean that they compare. So if you want to summon for Anniversary Yuji, because he's undoubtedly the best red taijutsu, I would say go ahead. But I also would say, please make sure you get Green Toto and make sure you save for Red Mahito. Because when Red Mahito comes out, Red Mahito is only going to make this unit significantly better. Significantly better. If you are below floor 80, every single red stage, this guy is body slamming. Every single one of them. You're not even, it's kind of like when Blue Sakuna came out, and these lower tower stages, you didn't have to think to clear these floors. You just did it. He is the same way for the most part. Because with Sakuna, you could just kind of get away with kind of doing whatever you wanted and clearing floors. This guy, you need a clear game plan, but once you know the game plan you have in your mind and you execute it, bosses aren't going to be able to keep, they aren't going to be able to keep up with this guy. They aren't. So I would say invest if you do believe that you have enough cubes to advance your red taijutsu. Because yes, Toji and Mahito could work well together, but I feel like this Yuji exists to be a co-op partner with Mahito. Like, yes, I use Yuji and Toji as the primary two units today to, Toji to help Yuji. But I know when Red Mahito comes out, Red Mahito's existence wholeheartedly amplifies this unit. But this showcase was kind of just showing off what this guy had in store, just at a surface level point of view. We might look at him again in the very near future. When Mahito comes out, we might spin back to this guy. And on top of that, he may be stronger, because as it currently stands, I am only 2 gacha points away from a pity on Yuji. So I will be getting him at A2. So you guys might just see an even stronger version of the exact same Yuji in the very near future. So overall rating on the unit, he's the GOAT. As it currently stands, as I'm recording this video, he is the Red Taijutsu GOAT. He is standing 10 toes on business, 100%. Red Toji, you can have this man A5. He's not even tying A0 Yuji's shoelaces. Okay? Think about that. We are in a time period where A5 Toji can't even wear the same boots as this guy at A0, let alone A1. Okay? That is my final thoughts on the unit. Peak. He is the pinnacle of Phantom Parade at the moment. But I will say, we're approaching the end of this showcase video. If you enjoyed watching this showcase video, we have a Green Nanami showcase video you can also watch as well. That's a little bit longer than this one. That video is the very first video on the channel. If you wanted to see my original floor 83 clear that included SR Miwa on the team for the secret stage clear, that will also probably be popping up on your screen really soon. We also have my previous summon videos for this unit and Sukuna. And we also have the floor 82 clear that I did on Toto. All of that will be in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching. And most importantly, thank you guys for 100 subscribers. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the growth that the channel is having right now. If you enjoyed this video, smack a like. If you want to talk about YUJI with me, let's have a conversation about it. Shoot off in the comment section below. If you don't have YUJI, are you still going to get him? Are you going to summon for him? If you do have YUJI, how do you feel about this unit? Did this video help you understand his kit just a little bit more? Shoot off in the comments below and let me know. But this has been Jay, aka It's Ghost Story, and I will see you guys later.